So, Mr. Jenness, it cannot be used as debate if
That's
it's
correct.
a point of order, specifically on the point of order. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Chair. I believe that this committee should have gone to at least given the full 2 hours. So I would move that the committee report to the House that the privileges of all members of the committee were violated when the Chair limited debate on clause by clause of Bill C-50 to less than 2 hours in violation of the House order adopted on Monday, September 24th, 2023. This is a question of privilege, and clearly the House order does not preclude members raising questions of order or privilege. Here is the issue. The House prescribed, I think, a very narrow and draconian, but nonetheless specific framework by which the Natural Resources Committee would consider the issues before it, namely Bill C-350. That motion prescribed within it that the committee would begin at 6:30, would be able to meet for 2 hours, and that then at 8:30 the successive voting would be taken up on clause by clause. I think there's an argument that there are privilege issues raised even by that issue. Nonetheless, it was an order adopted by the House. Now, when the House adopted that order, it was very specific at what time the committee had to start. It said the committee shall meet at 6:30. The Chair provided an explanation for the committee not beginning at 6:30, saying that there were technical impediments. But regardless of whether or not there were technical impediments, whether it was through malintent or simply by accident, the fact is the House order was not followed. The House order required that the committee met at 6:30, and that did not occur, which was a violation of the directive of the House. Now, normally speaking, the privileges of members, which include the right to speak, are protected. They're sacrosanct. The rights of members are prescribed in the standing orders, and it is only when the House adopts a special order that those can be abridged. Obviously, we are operating under a special order, but any further abridgment of the rights and privileges of members that goes beyond the special order is a violation of their privileges. Standing Order 116 specifies that in a standing special or legislative committee, the standing orders shall apply so far as they may be applicable, except the standing orders as to the election of a speaker, seconding of motions, limiting the times of speeches, and the length of speeches. Section 2B provides that if the Chair, in violation of Part 1 of the standing order, violates the privileges of members, they can't appeal to the House.
Debate. This is not a question of privilege. This is my ruling. We will proceed. That's the ruling of the Chair.
Point of order, Chair. No, Chair.
Point of order, Chair.
We cannot debate a ruling. If a member does want to challenge the Chair,
fair play.
I would ask a member to challenge the Chair.
Chair, I have a right to make arguments about privilege before.
Mr. Jenness,
you've prevented me from making arguments. Chair, you didn't listen to the argument.
Would like to challenge the Chair. Please go ahead and challenge the Chair.
Point of order,
has
Chair.
been made.
Point of order. Members have a right to make arguments about the matter of privilege. Now, you presumed to make a ruling about whether or not it was a matter of privilege before I had come anywhere near the making of arguments.
Turn off your mic.
Point of order, Chair.
I'll ask you to turn off your mic. The Chair has made a ruling.
Point of order, Chair.
A Chair has made a ruling.
Point of order.
The ruling is not debatable. The ruling has been made.
Point of order.
Are we on the sub-amendment?
So,
point of order.
Sub-amendment?
Point of order, Chair.
So, Mr. Brock, go ahead. You cannot debate the ruling that's been made. If you want to challenge the Chair on the ruling that's been made, you can do so. On your point of order. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a point of order.
House of Commons, Procedure and Practice, Chapter 20, page 1060. The chair of a committee does not have the power to rule on questions of privilege. Only the Speaker has that power. If a member wishes to raise a question of privilege during a committee meeting or an incident arises in connection with the committee's proceedings that may constitute a breach of privilege, the committee chair allows the member to explain the situation, which you have denied the privilege of Mr. Jenness from doing so by interrupting him. The chair then determines whether the question raised, in fact, relates to parliamentary privilege. If the chair determines that the question does relate to parliamentary privilege, the committee may then consider presenting a report on the question to the House. The report should clearly describe the situation, summarize the facts, provide the names of the people involved if applicable, state that there may be a breach of privilege, and ask the House to take such measures as it deems appropriate. Ordinarily, presentation of a report to the House is a prerequisite for any question of privilege arising from the proceedings of a committee. You, Chair, did not allow the member to fully explain the privilege.
Mr. Brock, thank you. I made a ruling. Thank you. We'll not engage in further debate on that. Ms. Gladue on the point of order.
Point of order.
Yes, Chair. First of all, let me say I've never seen anything like this. I chaired a committee for years on status of women. This is unbelievable. But on the specific point, I did witness Mr. Genuis being prevented from speaking by multiple numerous interruptions, and he was making a motion about a point of privilege.
So, Ms. Gladue, we're getting into debate. A ruling has been made. If there's a challenge to the chair, a ruling has been made. If there's a challenge to the chair, please challenge the chair. Otherwise, we will be proceeding to
Chair, I have a point.
vote on the sub-amendment on CPC.
Point of order.
4.
Point of order, Chair.
So I will now call a vote on the sub-amendment.
Chair, I have a point of order.
Vote's been
I've been trying to
called.
raise a point of order. Point of order.
A vote has been called on sub-amendment to CPC.
No, point of order.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order, Chair. Point of order, Chair.
We will suspend.